they roll an additional modifier from like a pool, right? And maybe there's like 20 different modifiers that I can roll. 5% each, whatever. Maybe make some more rare, some more less rare. That, maybe one has like +1 to skill, one has like +1 physical protection, one has plus 200 health, one has, I don't know, +5 extra damage reflection or something, right? It would make every item a little bit more unique. And of course there would be the ideal item that people would be going for, but there would be more ways of just being a little bit different and having slightly different customization and stuff. I think that would be fun, but it's also so similar. And of course the example that I just gave would be very problematic with stuff like Forge and market selling and stuff, because they, those would all be like unique items, right? In the cyclopedia perspective and stuff. So it's not as simple as just adding that, but I'm sure Tipsoft could figure it out somehow. Of course, it all makes a difference, but I think you're all overestimating how much of a difference. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you go best in slot plus 30 skills plus praise, whatever, versus like garbage equipment, yeah, obviously, but that's not usually how it works. Even the pro players aren't gonna have garbage skills or like garbage equipment or whatever. Maybe for the first month they will be slightly behind, but they're good enough that they will farm enough gold and still have reasonable equipment and reasonable skills. So we're not talking about a skill difference of 30. We're talking about a whale who will have 130 skill and best in slot versus a pro player who has 110 skill and probably close to best in slot as well. And at that level of difference, the person who plays the game much better is still going to be doing more than this whale. And I know that for a fact because I've seen those whales who can't play and they play terribly even with all the best items and stuff. Sure, if someone knows how to play and they're a whale, in addition to that, then they're going to be to top 1 and they're going to beat out someone free to play. But it's not as impactful as it seems. Just because you spend a bunch of money, you're not going to be a top player in Tibia, because it is very heavily skill dependent still. Am I planning to change my bow at 600? I think it's unlikely I will reach 600 on this guy. I'm planning, I would like to get him to 600, but not for the bow, but for the crossbow. And at level 600, I would be doing boss runs with the Sanguine crossbow, which would be very fun for me. But I probably won't be able to get 600 before the monk launch, which means that I probably won't, like, I'm not saying ever, but probably not for a very long time, hit 600 on this guy. I'll be switching to monk when it's time.